Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, thank you. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 6 based on novel. So let's start. Greeting Dan Lei is also considered a test for alchemists. Alchemists refine all kinds of medicinal pills, and naturally they have to go through the test of Dan Lei. The imperial medicine pill is too tyrannical, causing the power of heaven and earth to destroy it, and if the alchemist can't protect the medicine pill, then the medicine will be destroyed. It can also be regarded as a kind of final test for alchemists. Dan Lei, along with the improvement in the quality of medicinal pills, is not to be underestimated even by ordinary 4-star fighting emperors, with 9-color thundercloud similar to this imperial medicinal pill. Yueru frowned slightly, but there was also some worry in her eyes. The power of the 9-color thundercloud of the imperial medicine pill is too strong, although Xiao Yan is definitely very human, so he has more confidence in him, but this 9-color Dan Thunder is not something that is easy to refine. It is not impossible to overturn the ship at the last moment if you are not careful. Under the worried gazes of the members of the association and Yueru, Xiao Yan, who was the party involved, smiled. He raised his head and glanced at the 9-colored thunderbolt in the sky. The smile on the corner of his mouth became more and more intense. For demon puppets, it's really a great tonic. A chuckle came out from Xiao Yang's mouth, his palm lifted lightly, the light of the ring on his fingers flashed slightly, and a dazzling silver figure appeared in front of him. Although the heavenly demon puppet is already at its limit on the Dochi continent, but his master Jinlong said that he can still improve. His master had been trying to repair and strengthen the heavenly demon puppet in the ring before, so he did not give Xiao Yang much help. Just when Xiao Yang finished refining the medicinal pill, the master finally completed the repair and strengthening of this heavenly demon puppet. After all, his master, the Golden Dragon King, is a real giant. If he is the first in terms of physical training, no one dares to be the second. Therefore, it is reasonable to be able to improve the level of the Golden Demon Puppet. Today's heavenly demon puppet can withstand the full blow of the Dosheng powerhouse, but it is of little use to Xiao Yan, who has been promoted to Do Emperor. The current heavenly demon puppet has been strengthened by the special means of the master, and it can be even more powerful. One level up. Thinking of the terrifying strength that the golden demon puppet could rival the 5-star Do Di, Xiao Yang's breathing became much more rapid. This time, it's up to you. The palm lightly patted the body of Qian Yaopub. Xiao Yang smiled, and immediately raised his head sharply, looking at the 9-color thundercloud roaring in the sky, as if looking down at the disdainful gaze of a small creature. He laughed boldly. Come on, come on. Let me see how powerful your Emperor Grade 9-color pill thunder is. The violently rolling 9-color thundercloud seemed to hear Xiao Yang's laughter. The rolling 9-colored thunderclouds in the sky also became more and more intense. Shuttle around. As if the force of destruction was about to descend upon this tiny arrogant ant. As the thundercloud rolled, it suddenly shrank, and then a 9-colored thunder, like a giant python, swept out of the cloud layer, and then tore the space, with a terrifying chirping sound, facing Xiao Yang. The stone platform pounced fiercely. Go! Looking at the 9-color Dan Thunder that finally launched the offensive. Xiao Yang smiled, pointed to the void, and said softly to the heavenly demon puppet in front of him. The shout fell, and the dazzling celestial demon puppet in front of him suddenly stomped the ground with its soles, and the powerful force directly caused it to swept up into the sky, and then slammed into the powerful path in front of everyone's astonished eyes. Above the thunder. Seeing this scene, a sigh suddenly sounded in the square. Looks like it's going to fail this time. From everyone's perception, that puppet can deal with Dosheng powerhouses at most for 1 or 2 times, and how could it be possible to persist in the face of the 9-color Emperor Grade medicine pill, which is helpless for the 4-star Do Emperor powerhouses? Go down. Hey, Yueru also sighed softly, but before she could speak, her face changed suddenly because she suddenly discovered that the heavenly demon puppet that was hit by the 9-color thunder not only did not crack open, but the damage the body actually began to repair slowly during the thunderstorm, and the sunken chest that was instantly hit by the thunder, the sunken part, was also gradually bulging. This puppet is actually absorbing the thunder power of Dan Lei. Looking at the celestial demon puppet that was struck by lightning, but became more and more dazzling, the eyes of all the people watching from the audience suddenly shrank. They had never heard of such a strange puppet. No wonder you dare to come to assess the imperial alchemist at a young age. Baisu said to Xiao Yang, who was controlling the heavenly demon puppet and constantly absorbing Dan Lei on the stone platform. Boom! Boom! The splendid thunder in the sky, like a giant dragon roaring in the sky, raged and danced in the sky, and immediately brought a dazzling thunderbolt, swept down the sky and covered the ground, and finally almost bombarded the body of the demon puppet in mid-air. The thunder fell fiercely on the body of the Qian Yao puppet, and the brilliant silver lightning overflowed, and immediately turned into countless tiny electric snakes which continuously followed the Qian Yao puppet's skin, and then got into its body. The splendid power of thunder poured into the body of the demon puppet, and then quickly strengthened the bones and withered flesh inside. Everyone in the audience looked at it from a distance, and the heavenly demon puppet was like a thunder god, floating in the sky, and within 10 meters of its body, there were flashes of thunder, and that kind of terrifying momentum made one's scalp tingle. On the stone platform, Xiao Yan stood with his hands behind his back. Qian Yao pup took all the 9-color thunderbolts shot at him by force, which made him extremely relaxed, and he didn't have to spend the slightest effort to deal with this difficult Dan thunder. Above the sky, the thunderous rumblings resounded endlessly, and the tumbling 9-color thunderclouds, like a thunderbolt manufacturing machine, continuously spewed out numerous more and more brilliant thunderbolts, and then smashed all of them on the body of the earth demon puppet. The riot of the 9-color thundercloud lasted for nearly 10 minutes before it gradually stopped. In the past 10 minutes, almost 100 thunders with extremely terrifying power swept out of the thundercloud, but fortunately, these thunders, it did not cause any damage to the heavenly demon puppet, but instead caused the surface of its body covered with dazzling silver to faintly appear a little bit of dark red luster, constantly covering the heavenly demon puppet's body. As expected of a 9-color Dan thunder, Xiao Yan's eyes were sharp, and he was the first to notice the dark red luster on the body of Qian Yao puppet. At the moment, his eyes couldn't help but fill with joy. Although these dark reds were extremely pale, Xiao Yan was quite satisfied. He is very clear, to make the heavenly demon puppet evolve into a golden demon puppet, what a huge amount of thunder power will be required. This 9-color Dan Lei is really a great supplement. It should be able to perfectly evolve to the level of the golden demon puppet in a few visits, but the current sky demon puppet is not going to give way even to the 2-star Do Emperor. Xiao Yan, looking at the 9-color Dan thunder that could not help but weaken its power and slowly fade away, he said with satisfaction. This kid is really amazing. He actually wants to complete the first part of instilling spirit and the second part of cultivating spirit together. In this case, the power of the elixir's elixir stage will increase exponentially. Bai Su saw Xiao Yan's words at a glance. In mind. But how are you going to conquer the thunder tribulation of the medicinal pill, and the soul tempering of the imperial medicinal pill is no joke. With the disappearance of Dan Lei, then you also slowly disappeared. It's done. Xiao Yan shouted loudly. The 3 piles of liquid in the medicine cauldron had already fused together, and when Xiao Yan drank it, a dark red medicinal pill was slowly bred from the medicine cauldron. The dark red delicate elixir, after being silent for a few seconds, suddenly burst into the sky full of tyrannical fighting spirit, trying to break free from Xiao Yan's control. The seemingly ordinary and invisible power contains the power that makes the soul tremble. Xiao Yan recognized it at a glance. This is impressively a means of soul attack. You must know that the ordinary 8th grade pills already possess a certain human nature, and the 9th grade pills have corresponding spirituality. As for the Emperor grade pills, they already have wisdom that is not weaker than that of humans, so they want to break free from birth. Xiao Yan's control allows him to live in this world. Looking at the agitation of the dark red medicinal pill in the medicine cauldron, how could Xiao Yan not be clear? 9-color Dan Lei Man Qian Dan Rain has succeeded, how could it fail in this last step? He immediately sat down with his legs crossed and his eyes closed, because Xiao Yan also knew that if he wanted perfect control to subdue this unruly imperial medicine pill, he could only control it from his soul. Defeat it with soul power and make it surrender. That is the soul tempering that President Bai Su said. Only a small number of people know that if a medicinal pill surpasses the imperial grade, it has the wisdom not weaker than human beings. At this time, only after the medicinal pill's soul tempering can it calm down and become a real imperial medicinal pill. The so-called soul training is the battle of the soul. In general, the power of the soul contained in the imperial pills is extremely powerful, and it will cause serious trauma to every pharmacist, but when encountering Xiao Yan, this imperial pill is obviously asking for hardships. Xiao Yan is the soul of the emperor. Moreover, he has already cultivated his soul, and there is even more help from different fires. Boom boom boom. The dark red elixir hovered above the medicine cauldron, and the surrounding area of the elixir continued to emit visible soul power. The power transformed into a huge python with fangs and claws, constantly circling and moving, constantly swallowing the snake letter child at Xiao Yan, as if looking for the most suitable time to launch a fatal blow. This is a giant python comparable to a 4-star Do Di. Everyone felt it from the terrifying python. Xiao Yan's own strength is the 3-star Do Di, and although most of the pharmacists have strong soul power, there are very few martial arts and fighting skills for cultivating the soul, so the attack method of soul power has always been the disadvantage of pharmacists. Soul tempering is also to strengthen the alchemist's control over the power of the soul so that it can use the power of the soul to launch unexpected attacks. Xiao Yan closed his eyes and sat on the steps, also mobilizing his enormous soul power to fight against the imperial medicine pill. A trace of huge soul power continuously radiated from Xiao Yan's body, and gathered into a grey energy dragon under the eyes of everyone. The giant dragon screamed at the python in the sky, as if it was declaring war like the python condensed from the imperial medicine pill. I don't know how this kid's soul attainments are. The soul power of the emperor pill can't be underestimated. If it really doesn't work, let me do it. After all, it's already a good thing for this kid to do this. In the future, I have to thank this kid. Bai Su looked at the stalemate in the sky, but Xiao Yan's soul battle had already ended. Downwind. The giant dragon was constantly being bitten by the python, and the energy giant already had holes in its body, as if it could be destroyed at any time. When everyone saw Xiao Yan like this, they couldn't help but be shocked. The materialization of soul power requires powerful soul control power, and the consumption of soul power is also enormous. What's more, this is not only the materialization of soul power, but also uses the soul power after materialization to attack. If the energy dragon suffers huge damage, the damage will be fed back to Xiao Yan in a geometric multiple. Only then did President Bai Su worry. He thought that Xiao Yan could do this at a young age. No matter what, he had to be protected. This is the future of the Alchemist Association. The battle in the sky is still going on. The increasingly condensed energy python chased and beat the giant dragon in waves, and the giant dragon could only retreat in the face of the powerful attack of the python. But discerning people can see the difference, know how to forbear, charge up a blow. This Xiao Yan is really powerful. The silver-haired woman Yu initially frowned as she watched the retreating giant dragon in the sky fall into the lower winds. He was also worried that Xiao Yangdan would be severely damaged by the destruction, but in a blink of an eye, Xiao Yan, who had closed his eyes, seemed to be muttering something to himself, and then he looked at the giant dragon in the sky and it seemed that something was quietly brewing, and he immediately understood. Come over. After being arrogant for so long, it's time to end. Xiao Yan, who was sitting with his eyes closed, suddenly opened his eyes and shouted loudly. It's over. The transparent giant dragon that was about to disappear suddenly spit out a terrifying energy from its mouth, heading straight for the python. The python, transformed by the dark red medicinal pill, seemed to realize that this terrifying energy was not something he could resist, and hurriedly escaped, but Xiao Yan had endured it for so long, how could he have given it this chance? Huang Chuan's anger. Immediately, he struck the phantom of the python who wanted to escape. It was the 3 fighting skills of Huang Quan Finger, Huang Quan Palm, Huang Quan Tian Fury, and Huang Chuan's Heavenly Wrath that were obtained from the demon saint of Huang Quan at the beginning. Since Xiao Yan was promoted to Do Emperor, even this heavenly rank Do skill is not to be underestimated. Especially Huang Chuan Tian's anger of soul attack, every time Xiao Yan uses it, it has a miraculous effect. How could the python that escaped originally thought that Xiao Yan had such a powerful means of attacking his soul? His soul stagnated for a second, and the huge energy phantom also stayed in the air. Saying it's too late is too fast, 1 second is fleeting, but that's enough. Xiao Yan smiled knowingly. Just after Huang Quan's anger caused the python to stagnate for a second, the terrifying energy in the dragon's mouth reached the python, bang bang bang. A series of voices came from the python. The huge python that was majestic instantly shattered, and the restless medicinal pill in the medicine cauldron also fell silent. The soul of the emperor's medicine pill has been defeated. You should surrender. Cheng Dan, President, this imperial medicinal pill is really extraordinary, and I was lucky enough to finish it. Xiao Yang held the warm medicinal pill he had just taken out from the jade bottle and clasped his fist at President Bai Su, suddenly exhausted. Qing Yuan had been silently watching Xiao Yang refining the medicinal pills before, and seeing Xiao Yang like this, he hurriedly stepped forward to support Xiao Yang. The traces of fighting qi spread out from Qing Yuan's body. Xiao Yang felt that these fighting qi could actually make him. The fighting qi that was about to be exhausted in the body quickly recovered, and even the soul was nourished. Xiao Yang was very shocked by this situation. He had never heard of this kind of fighting spirit, but he didn't ask much about it in the Alchemist Association, and immediately looked at the president Bai Ruo. It's wonderful, it's really wonderful. Xiao Yang's medicine refining skills are really amazing. I announce that Xiao Yang, your Emperor rank first rank profound pill, has passed the alchemist examination. President Baisu said to the fellow students and the person in charge of the association present. At the same time, you will also be the youngest worship elder of our Alchemist Association. Serve the elders. It is rumored that the worshipping elders of the Alchemist Association are at least the first rank earth pills of the Emperor rank or the strength of the 4-star Do Emperor or above. But judging from Xiao Yang's refining method this time, this worship elder lives up to its name. The people present said sparsely. Sorry, the president is going to disappoint you. I may not have time to be the dedicated elder of the Alchemist Association. Xiao Yang looked at everyone embarrassedly. What did you say? Bai Ruo was furious. Vice Chairman, calm down, the kid is just used to it, he's not used to this kind of restraint, so I'm going to let you all down. Xiao Yang looked at Bai Ruo apologetically. Ha ha ha. You really don't have to worry about it. Bai Su hurriedly grabbed his younger brother Bai Ruo, who was just too impatient, and the haste is not enough. Little friend Xiao Yang, listen to me. You can rest assured that the enshrined elder of our Qingcheng Alchemist Association can also be a temporary post, not necessarily to stay in the association. Moreover, the association's worshipping elders have status wherever they go, and it is extremely convenient to buy some medicinal herbs. Baisu accompanied him with a smile. Baisu is an old fox. Looking at Xiao Yang's achievements at a young age, his future achievements are limitless. Hence the invitation. Little friend Xiao Yang, what do you think? Okay, I'll join, but let's just say it's just a name. Xiao Yang also knew that he was a first-timer on the ramp, and joining Qingcheng's Alchemist Association's worship elder could indeed bring him a lot of help, so he agreed, but Xiao Yang agreed. Yang is really not suitable to be an elder. At best, he is a hands-off shopkeeper. You little bastards, don't hurry up and refine the medicine. What insights do you have after watching it for so long? Go to retreat for me. You can see other people, Xiao Yang, and Xiao Yang are watching you. Bai Su marveled at Xiao Yang at the bottom of the steps. The members of the Yang's association shouted loudly. When the people under the steps heard this, they were still a little unconvinced, secretly saying that it was unfair, but who made others Xiao Yang have the strength to make the president eccentric? Immediately had to leave. Then it's such a pleasant decision. I'll go and register it for you. It really takes a lot of time to refine the imperial medicine pills. Bai Ruo, take them to the restroom to rest. Bai Su said while saying, follow me. Bai Ruo did not dare to refute and immediately took Xiao Yang and the others to the lounge. That's it, you all go in and rest for a while, then the president will come over. If you need anything, just call me directly. Bai Ruo led Xiao Yang and the others for a while, walked to a room that looked a little delicate, and opened it. The door was busy with his own business. Hello, Xiao Yang, my name is Yueru, it's a pleasure to meet you. Xiao Yang and Qing Yuan had just pushed in the door. He first heard a sweet voice, and then saw a 3,000 green silk with silver hair. Falling down, a delicate palm stretched out to a girl who smiled at Xiao Yang. Qing Yuan, have we gone to the wrong place? Xiao Yang looked at Qing Yuan behind him with some confusion. What kind of trouble is this? Unfortunately, Qing Yuan was also at a loss. Wait. You didn't go wrong. You hurriedly said, because Xiao Yang and the others seemed to be leaving. She originally thought that she would greet Xiao Yang very well, and then, how did she expect that Xiao Yang would simply not follow suit? Routine play. Miss Yueru, right? Do you have anything to do with me? Xiao Yang looked at the woman named Yueru and said, this is the internal lounge of the Alchemist Association, and the people who can enter here are either powerful or powerful people. Then I won't speak secretly. I just watched your alchemist assessment and I know from the president that you have another purpose for your visit this time, to find the Emperor-level Dragon Demon Core. He did not shy away from saying it directly. How could someone who can pass the examination of an Imperial alchemist be an ordinary person with a strange treasure? I need your flame. In other words, I need the fire spirit on you to do something. Of course, this so-called thing is just my family affairs, and I won't let you kill people and set fires. Our Yu family will give you a reward that will satisfy you, and although we don't have the Dragon Demon Core you need, we have accurate information. Yu couldn't help but look at Xiao Yang with a bit of moving in her eyes. Not much, before finding Fire Elf's own father, oh? Xiao Yang also thought about it seriously. Dragons have always been high-ranking creatures. Even other beasts with dragon bloodlines are poor. The girl in front of me actually has news of dragon beasts. Then the background not easy. Although the murderer of the Mu family has already been killed by Xiao Yang still has to refine the Guban Pei Yuan pill for Qing Yuan to take, to see what the master said, and to find out what is on Qing Yuan's body. It's a secret. How can you let go of such good news now? How are you thinking? Yu was a little impatient. Looking at Xiao Yang, who had not responded for a long time, her vindictive aura was instantly aroused. If this didn't tempt Xiao Yang, then she could only. Thinking of that, Yu's cheeks couldn't help but feel uneasy. Slightly red. Samsung Do Di? Xiao Yang exclaimed. Although the 3-star Do Di didn't do much damage to him, he didn't expect that the woman in front of him was actually a strong Do Di, so she could sit here because she was not a powerful person but a powerful person. What do you want to be, a mere 3-star Do Di? Xiao Yang's soul power protected Qing Yuan and shouted to Yu. All right, don't get angry, the two of you, make money with peace. President Baisu hurried over after registering, but she knew that Yu and this Xiao Yang were time bombs. Let's close the aura first, Yu, communicate well, you don't seem to have much time. Yu snorted coldly and then calmed down. This is your assessment medal. Remember to keep it. Also, this is a special cloak made by our Alchemist Association. You can hide your aura when you wear it on your body. Ordinary 3-star fighting emperors may not be able to find it. Baisu handed the things over to him. Xiao Yang, Yu on the side seemed to be still a little angry, but looking at this scene, he realized that the man in front of him was a first-rank alchemist, and his behavior was indeed. I'm sorry, Yu didn't control her emotions just now. When she thought that her father's time was running out, it was difficult to find someone with a fire spirit. She originally planned to communicate well, but she was confused when she cared. It was inevitable that Yang Shishi didn't decide to be a little angry, so there was the next scene. I promise you, but I can't guarantee that the treatment will be successful. I can only promise to do my best. Xiao Yang also didn't know what the situation of the woman in front of him was, but after thinking about it, he agreed. If there is no such place as the Alchemist Association, which is called the Paradise of Medicine Refining, it would be a real pity to miss the news that Yu had. You agreed? Yu obviously didn't expect Xiao Yang to be like this. There was no change in the first second, but the next second she agreed. My father was beaten to death by a monster because he hunted a monster. I know from some secrets that only the fire elves can save him. Yu also said that these are no secrets. Father used to dote on him very much, but now his life is at stake. He was fortunate enough to meet a person who possessed a fire elf. No matter what, Yu had to say something to dispel Xiao Yang's worries. Qing Yuan was obviously moved by the scene of Yu, and being able to do this for her father was enough to see that Yu was a dutiful son. It's useless to talk too much, we'll find out when we get there. Xiao Yang also said solemnly, he didn't dare to guarantee such a deal, who knew what happened to her father. That guild leader, can you help me pay attention to the demon core of the Emperor-ranked dragon? Xiao Yang obviously didn't give up, and then asked the guild leader Baisu. The magic core of the Emperor-grade pills no longer distinguishes the attributes, as long as the magic core of the Emperor-level beast can be refined. However, the Emperor-level magic core is generally priceless, and the magic core of the dragon is basically, it hasn't appeared a few times, but I'll keep an eye out for you in the past few days. President Baisu said lightly. Since that's the case, let's go to Yu's house first. Let's go, Yu Guliang will lead the way. Xiao Yang was not a procrastinator either. After the assessment was over, he agreed to Yu's deal and immediately said to Yu. Ah? You're leaving so soon? Yu was obviously taken aback by Xiao Yang's attitude, but she felt a little warmth in her heart. Come on, I'll lead the way. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.